What child is this? More like, whose child is this? The story of Mary and Joseph is a sketchy one at best. Little is known about these two, and for good reason. They would have been omitted completely from history, but there would have been too many questions about Jesus' earthly origins. Still, they just seem to vanish from the picture as suddenly as they appeared. While we may know her as a simple woman making her way across the freezing desert, Mary was actually born of nobility, the roots of which have been long since lost over time. What is known and has been hidden is that she became smitten with a servant that tended to the family garden from an early age. She used to drink tea from her terrace in the summer and watch him tend to the various plants, back glistening with sweat in the sun. As she grew older, he began to notice her watching him and was flattered to have drawn the attention of such a woman in a powerful family. I would imagine you can already see where this is going. They began a secret affair but were eventually caught by one of the shepherds. Expecting a reward, the shepherd exposed them to her father after she became pregnant. Upon this realization, Mary's father whisked her away to a private stable to carry the baby to term, under the watch of a doctor, a midwife, and a nurse. He planned on killing it just as he did the gardener that robbed his precious daughter of her innocence. He would not have the seed of a peasant be the eventual heir to his throne. He stopped all communication with Mary. He couldn't even look at her without being ashamed of her actions, mingling with a servant. She needed to learn her place, and killing the baby would remind her of just that. Once the baby was born, Mary's father looked into Jesus' eyes and just couldn't do it. At the same time, he could smell the servant's scent all over him, so he ordered the midwife to cover the baby in frankincense and myrrh. Since he was going to allow the baby to live, he took his now most trusted servant, Joseph, the one that turned Mary and the groundskeeper in, and reassigned him to keep watch over his daughter and grandson. And for many years, it was simply assumed that Joseph was the father until the baby began to show signs of supernatural powers. They couldn't tell the truth about the groundskeeper, so they made up a story about an immaculate conception. Mary's father spent the entire family fortune on silencing the hospital staff and making sure the writers of history minimalized Mary's involvement in Jesus' life. Thus, the lack of information in the Bible. Mystery would be the unknown story of the gardener and where he got the powers he passed along to his famous son.